Oscar Piastri says that McLaren have clarified a lot of things regarding the Italian Grand Prix. He says him and Lando Norris are ready to go racing over the remainder of this season for their title. But the one thing I want to clarify is, do any of these two drivers really want to win the World Championship? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing. And I thought the whole Italian Grand Prix thing, I thought it was embarrassing, to be honest, the way that they had to switch the cars around because of the long pit stop for Norris. And I do understand that Norris allowed Piastri to go first, and then that meant with the undercut and the 3-4 seconds longer it took Norris in the pit stop, that allowed Piastri to get through. I understand that. It's frustrating, it's annoying, but still, it was a slow pit stop. It happens. It happens. Would they switch the drivers around if it was the final race of the season and it was going to change the championship? Definitely not. So I just don't understand the whole thing. And we'll talk about it in a minute because I actually am really frustrated and I just don't think either of these guys have the winning mentality that you need. I don't think Max Verstappen would be doing the stuff that we're seeing Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri do. But Piastri said that he was speaking with the team and he says, quote, "We've had good discussions with the team. It was obviously a highly talked about moment. We have clarified a lot of things and we know how we are going to go racing going forward," which is the most important thing. What happened is done and I'm excited to go racing again. End of quote. He then went on to say that they've had a lot of discussions and that they're ready to race down to the title fight, down to the wire. But I just don't understand it. So really what happened was we had Lando Norris in second place, Piastri was in third, and they believed there's a chance that Leclerc could get ahead of Piastri. So Norris then, I believe it was Norris that supposedly suggested that he would allow Piastri to pit first, even though Norris was the lead car and he should have the first choice of when to pit. Norris gave that up and he allowed Piastri to pit first so that he could stay ahead of Leclerc. Now, because Piastri pitted first and he had the benefit of both the undercut, fresher tyres, and then the slow stop from Norris, that meant that Piastri actually made up more than enough time to not only stay in front of Leclerc, but also overtake Norris. And the teams decided to switch both drivers around because they felt it was unfair on Lando. And I can see why it's unfair on Lando. I would feel frustrated if I was Lando, but at the same time, why the fuck would you allow Piastri to pit first? People are going to say he's a team player, but you're battling for the championship. You're racing this guy for the championship. It's not like you've got only the constructors, championship in mind. That's your only goal. The Constructors' Championship at this point is wrapped up anyway. I know it's not officially wrapped up, but McLaren will be champions. It just didn't make any sense to me that Lando, why would Lando want to keep Piastri ahead of Leclerc? I don't want to hear it, oh, he's a team player. He was trailing Piastri by over 30 points in the championship. If anything, Lando was wanting cars to overtake Piastri. Why would Lando want Piastri to stay ahead of Leclerc? He's battling him for the title. If Leclerc overtakes Piastri, it's better for Lando. It takes another 3 points off Piastri's total and allows Lando to close the gap by a bigger margin. So, it just made no sense to me. And then he allows him to have the first pit stop, which is nice of him, or naive or whatever, you can call it what you want. But then I also think Piastri's got a point. Slow pit stops are part of racing, and yeah, Norris was nice enough to allow him to pit first, but the slow pit stops happen. I can't believe they changed it around. Let's say in the final race, if Norris, let's say they go into the final race level on points, and it's a head-to-head fight for the championship. Let's say Norris is winning the race easy, and then Piastri's maybe 10 seconds behind, and they go in for the pit stops, and Norris's pit stop, he's stuck in the pit box for 20 seconds. Let's say the tyre gets stuck, and he loses his advantage, and Piastri gets in front. Are they going to radio through to Piastri and go, that's not fair, you only got ahead of him because of the slow pit stop, so you need to let him back through? It's a dangerous precedent, I think, they're setting here. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I miss the days when, listen, you can want your teammate to do well, absolutely. But when you're battling him for the title, that's a different story. I think you've seen teammates we've seen instances where teammates have helped themselves in the past, helped each other, but you also see times where the teammates are battling for the title and the gloves come off, whether it be Hamilton and Rosberg, whether it be Hamilton and Alonso. You know, we've seen teammates in the same car go head-to-head. And, I mean, even Vettel and Webber, look at some of the battles that they had. Multi-21, Seb, multi-21. But, I mean, if that was, look at that, if that was happening now, they would probably tell, oh, no, you weren't supposed to overtake him, you were supposed to hold position, Norris, you got to let him back through. I think it's crazy. And, yeah, I just think these maybe drivers, to me, they lack that winning mentality. I just can't believe that they're allowing each other through, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Piastri is ahead of Norris. Norris should want Piastri to finish as low down as possible. Norris should have took the option to pit first and hope that Leclerc would overcut Piastri, but for some reason he didn't do that. Anyway, guys, I think that at least we got it sorted. I think that Norris deserved to finish ahead of Piastri, so I guess it worked out in the end. But to me, it was just a mess. And going forward, I would just let these two guys race. None of this team shit. You know, none of this, oh, I want to help you finish ahead of this guy. Norris hasn't got time for that. Norris doesn't want Piastri to finish ahead of other drivers. Norris wants Piastri to finish as low down as possible, or at least he should if he wants to become a Formula 1 World Champion. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.